Hello everybody, Forest Montes here. Today with new project, this Kizer Momo Fix 3, which should be full name of this knife. So Momo Fix 3. There are a few versions about this knife and there's actually many of folder versions, but we go to that a little bit later. It came in the box. Open it a little bit sooner. So this is like cover of the box. This is the box. See, nice box anyway. There's the knife in, and of course there are. That's why I show you some Kizer. I don't know what I won't call it certificate. So simply some paperwork, and of course this kind of I don't know. It's leather. Yeah, it's leather. Seems to be leather. So to, of course, how we can keep clean our blades. So Kizer Momo Fix 3 blade. You can find more these versions, as I said. Why I bought this knife? That's usually what I said. Long time I've seen this new version series of the Bucks Pro. There are three length version, some 11.5 centimeters, some sub 10 centimeters blade length, and this one, I show you just a picture. This guy, Hunter Pro, or how they call it. So you see, this is very notoriously known knife now. This is the Richlight version S35VN, and there is, this is not the Pro version. The Pro version should be the same with G10 handles and MagnaCut blades. Blades, yes, or steels used on that. So I saw this knife. I said, I like it. I like the design. But then I saw that, how tiny the knife is, or actually how short the blade is, especially the cutting edge. And I've checked the price. I said, my story about this Becker AK1 MagnaCut steel, which is very expensive. So I said, okay, this is the EDC. Yeah, it's all right. So, my complaints were generally about the price, not about the knife itself. So something similar goes to that back version. And, I got a Tops UTE number 2, which is shorter version, but kind of similar design like this one. And I've been looking for some premium steel version. So that one should be all right because of the same steel as 35VN. Richlight, okay, some another versions of micarta, something like that. Simply something we would like to have on the handle, something what is relatively tough, nice touch in hand, and that's that kind of stuff. So and they released this one. They said, okay, there will be this one and fixed blade S35VN, micarta, this carbon fiber bolster. So I'll start with this. So Kizer Momo Fix 3, as I said, 3 probably means 3 inches of blade. It's interesting because it is slightly longer. Not much, but it is slightly longer. Interesting was also, they call this micarta, they call it Norplex Ultra X micarta. Never heard about that. So what it means actually, but it's nice and creepy. Yeah, it's what I do, or why I do like micarta. Yeah, this is really something you got in hand, and it doesn't slip. It's something, there is very tiny texture on it, but it's enough to keep your hand there. We got these carbon fiber bolsters, as I said, S35VN steel satin finish. And we got this Kydex sheath with this kind of half decklock. Let's put it in this way. Yes, it is Kydex. I've checked it twice because it looks like carbon fiber, but it's not. It's normal Kydex, but it is the thinner one. So they are 2 centimeters. This is the 2 millimeters thick. This This is the 1.5. I like it because it's lighter, by the way. Yeah, probably the same like on that Becker. I like it. Why? Because the knife is light. It's small or short. So why put there 2 millimeters thick something what they normally use for heavy blades, even for choppers, 12 inches blade. So why not this one? Yeah. So I'm happy with that. With this, the sheath is great. What I've tried when I sorry, the knife was separated when it came with a covered tip. I don't know where is that. They put a piece of plastic on the tip, so it was simply separated. And when I put the knife in, there was the noise of that. That. So there was a touch. So I was kind of worried to scratch the blade. So what I've done, I took the WD-40 and added lots of that there, and of course on the blade. So then I cleaned it up, and now there is not the noise. So because there may be something from when they grounded it, all these edges, and I think they did it nicely, as you might see. There's not the drainage hole, but I think it's here. I think it is on the side, but I can't tell you now. I'm not sure if it is between this kind of tech lock and the sheath itself. If there is, sometimes they put the hole on the side, because when I at the WD-40 there, so it went out. So there must be, okay, only if there will be, this one will be enough for that. Maybe, I'm not sure, but I can't see that. If there is a hole, I can't see it, to be honest. I'm not sure. Seems to me now that it is not there, so it probably came out this one. So if I put if I will make a hole somewhere here to help to release some garbage or dust or whatever could be there, maybe I will do it. But anyway, about the sheath, I'm alright. So it is there nicely. This is light blade, so if you got it there. Only what's my experience is, see, there is the curvature there. So if you try to put it in different angle, so it's probably not possible. So because at least you need at least two points in line, and then you can turn your locks even for the cross version, for let's say this kind of scout belly. I mean, sometimes I use it in front of me, to have it access both hands, like right and left, of course. And on these curvatures, it's not possible. Why I say that, if you see the line of this, let's say you got a belt, so now you can see if that is there, the knife goes back. So if you in this setup, if I will have it on my left side, the handle goes a bit back side, which I don't like. Of course, I like to have it a little bit there. So, and I can't change it because of the curvature. Normally, I would do it. Of course, I will set it up. I'll move this the tech lock, kind of tech lock, a little bit forward. I will use this one as a pivot, the top one as a pivot. Move it, fix it, and then I'm done. Not with this. So I'll find a way how to do it. So if I carry it and I use this setup, there is possibility to have it over. So take this one on, put this one on the other side, but use the belt goes from outside. So it will sit between belt and pants. Then it will work this way, but of course there will be some tension. This will be like stuck towards your body. Simply, it will be like that. Somebody might not like it. I've tried it. I use some knife in this way because if I want to have it more like concealed, it works. But somebody said, okay, I don't like it. Yeah, that's the option. So The sheath itself is great, but this is kind of minus for me. Back to the knife. Kydex steel. So there are 4 versions actually of this fixed knife, and there are 3 steels. So one of them is this VG10 Damascus blade, which is with oh my god, Mkuruti wood. Sorry, I've never heard about this one. Mkuruti, simply some wooden handle with this VG10 Damascus blade. That's one version. Then is this one. By the way, this is the most expensive. But the price difference between this one, the Damascus, and this version is about $15. Yeah, just for you to know. And there is so there are actually 2 versions with AEBL steel. And there are G10 handles. One of them is Burlap micarta, and another one is with the G10 handles. And those are much cheaper. If this one was for $140, about that. So this ABL steel is about 100, 110, something. Not 101, 105, something like this one. So this is the most of expensive, but compared to the back, what I've said, the back will be, I forget those numbers, 170, sorry. So yes, this one is for about 140, 141 bucks. That's what I've paid for, include everything, shipping, etc. And the other one was, the back was for about $227. So yeah, significantly more, yes. So, and imagine you got a even shorter knife. That's important. Shorter knife on blade. The blade that there looks like 3 inches, so 7 point something centimeters, 7.5, let's say, and this is 8 something, 8.25. We go to that in details. Same steel, rich light, or this micarta, so I call it even. Okay, I don't care. So that one is much more expensive with shorter blades, because there is the finger choil on such short blade. I do like finger choils, but on blade which is whole blade is shorter than this one, and you take it off with a finger choil, so you really have something like this, 5 point something, 5.5, let's say, centimeters of cutting edge. That's what I don't understand. I don't want to pay that much money. And by the way, that's of course this one, because this and this, we can have a chat if this Magna Cut steel is that superior to this S35VN steel. Even there is more blade, as we might see here, and this is thicker than this one, so more material, let's say. And of course, I can buy more than 2 of these for one base. Of course, what's true, this is made in China, this is made in Germany. Yeah, that's what we done in Europe. Now we are shutting down our businesses because all green stuff around, so everything is more expensive. So if you want to make something here, I mean, you got some factory and everything that you pay lots of money somewhere there. So this is one from the reason why these Chinese, but now super stuff is more, I would say, it is simply better when you count everything. So it's better to buy from them than from Germany for double price. Is it any better than this one? I don't think so. We should decide if the Magna Cut is twice as better as this S35VN steel. Both, yeah, this is different blade shape, so I call it, okay, let's put it in this way. Both of them should be EDC. This is better a blade design for EDC. That's absolutely, but see the cutting edge. I was simply more cutting edge here. So if there will be this blade style of this everything same, only the blade style, I'll go for this one. And again, so I'll buy it again. If there will be this version of blade on this one, I won't buy it. Even not for something, and it will be made of Magna Cut, I won't go for it because of the price. Back to this one, sorry. So as I said, 3 versions of steel actually, and each of them got this design, I would say. Overall weight, so include the sheath, is 140 grams or 4.9 ounces, so sub 5 ounces overall package, include this locking mechanism, so why not? Knife itself 83 grams or 3 ounces. Excellent. Overall length, like this one, 18.75 centimeters, so almost 19 centimeters, or 7.38 of an inch from the very tip to the very end of the handle. Blade, they call it a drop point, which somehow is 8.26 centimeters. That's the point. So it is 8 1/4 of centimeters, and these 3 inches are sub 8 centimeters. So this is slightly longer. Of course, you could sweep there, so to get to the real end might be a little bit tricky, but yeah, okay, it's there. So 8.26 centimeters or 3.25, so 3 1/4 of an inch blade length, and it is really from the end of the bolster here to the very tip, because all this is the cutting edge, which is great for this. That's what I like, and I don't need to have any choice if I could handle this made of this way. Why? Because I am here. The thickness is 3.4 millimeters or 0.13, and it is only, we might see here, where, let's call it ricasso, so only where the flat part just behind the bolster is, that's the 3.4 millimeters. As you might see, it is same on the other side, 3.4. But if you go to the rib here, this is 3.3 millimeters, so just a hair thinner than that. My caliper won't count this one. This change is so tiny. But anyway, it ends somewhere here, and then it tapers towards the tip. See this narrowing here, and it opens again, and then it goes to the very tip. See from the side, and of course you got it here. In the tip. Yeah, the tip is delicate. Yes, this is very delicate tip. How tough is that? I don't know. I won't do any stupid with this one, but this is nice EDC. Sits nice in my hand. What I want to say as a last thing about this is the secondary bevel, which I normally and always count, is 0.6 of millimeters or 0.2 of an inch, so something roughly about there. So this is on the slicey side. It should be, because of what it is actually. This is continuous sweep, so yeah. I love it. I found this one. These doesn't matter what it is. These labels from somewhere there, but there are these 2 cordages. So let's find out, because I don't have those. What I normally do. What that was fast. And what I found here, this carton, just to imagine. Nice. This is stuff. This is not that open with these opens, but anyway, see how it slices. By the way, it's shaved. I don't know if after this it should be. Yeah, guys. Yes, it's shapes. See that? Yeah. Yes. Beautiful. I love the design, guys. I love the design. How I feel that, how it sits in my hands. Oh, of course, I forget this one. You can put some lashing there if you need it, just for maybe design, because definitely there will be no any chopping. This is very light knife and short knife. By the way, what I've said about those folding versions, there are two folding versions actually. The original, which is the biggest version on this one, plus some combinations, and there are new like mini Momo, and this model goes much more towards the mini version than to the original. Why? Because the original has about 10 point, I don't know, 10.2, 10.16 centimeters of blade, so about that longer. But the mini, the folder, is just a hair shorter on the blade. I mean, talking about the folder now. So this is slightly longer than the mini version, but much shorter than the original, which is, I like to have this one in that version, in that size of that original Momo, because, yeah, it is really, really nice in hand. What is interesting, what I haven't said is this one. We got the jimping here, which is, it almost disappears. You hardly feel they, of course, if you do this one, but it won't stop you that much. Like somebody said, okay, when you want to, let's say, stop to something, it will hold you there. Not, it will not. It will not hold you there. You just feel that. But there is another one here, and you feel that. Maybe it's just because our thumb is used here, so the skin, let's put it, the skin is more more used to these movements, so it's not that sensitive. Yes, sensitive there. But this one is, it is, moment, I'm back. So because this is probably more sensitive, maybe that's why I feel this one more. But what is nice, what is important, if you are worried that you will slide and join this spot with your index there, this jimping is that what you first, it stops you somehow, because there is some friction there. Thanks to that, what's important, even if you can't see, you feel that you go there, you feel you go towards this spot, you feel that. That's important. And one thing, this opening here is done, I would say, very nicely, because even if you go there, if you don't push really into this point, it kicks you up. It kicks you up. So nothing there. So it really, the engineering or designing was nicely done. So you got two like securities. One, if is this one, you feel you are closing the spot, and even if you miss that somehow, your index is going more up and forward than just forward, which is good. Of course, we will not talk about if somebody want to use this knife for self-defense. I don't want to say if you should or you shouldn't. That's your option. There are better blades with these guards and whatever. But of course, to have it there and do these stabbing movements, especially with this way, I'm not sure if this one will stop you if you really do something like this one. I would count it will not stop you, so your hand will continue forward, because it's not made for that, right? But for the general use, for standard use, you grab the knife, and even with the design of this curvature, you know that you go towards the blade, or actually edge. So, and another thing is, by the way, what I haven't said about the handle, see how there is no any palm swelling, something like this one, so it's flat. See how it is executed. I can't see any like gaps, no any carbon fibers, something like the spacers there, nothing like that, but it's enough. and thanks, sorry, I forget this one. So two things. This is almost ½ inch thick, just a hair thinner. So imagine it will be this one, and it's ½ inch thickness. And this spot is about hair shorter. Okay, this measurements, let's put it shorter now, hair shorter than 1 inch. So about ½ inch here and about full inch here. So almost 1 inch here. And thanks to this flatness, I would say, you feel and you know how the knife is oriented, your hand. And even if that somebody could say, okay, this is too narrow for my fingers, so they disappeared, which is somehow true, but you got nice contact here and nice contact here and some contact on those two, so which is great. So what I want to say, it is there, you feel it's there, and you, when you squeeze it, you sit on that flat spot here and flat spot here, so it won't twist in your hand, at least what I've tried. So it's there. Important is, it is one from those smaller handles, so it's probably not, but we'll test it, it's not probably not for long time, especially carving, wood carving, where you have to squeeze and push, but it might help. This is like the general or overall design. Thanks to this curvature down, it will release, let's say, if that will be wood, it will probably release the wood soon before you start to be, I have to squeeze it much more because I can't go through, because the design of the knife will like it will go off, and you should cut or slice again and again, of course, but without that much force. That's I think the nice thing. So that's what you've seen on those cordages. It was just, why? Because the curvatures did the work, and I think that will be the same. Of course, we will do the test on this one. That will be not that hard test, like my outdoor test. I will do some outdoor test, but I will do also like EDC stuff test. Guys which have that original Momo, the folder version, which is slightly longer and broader or wider here, they said it's nice even to have it in a kitchen, because the same design but slightly longer and broader, so nice for these things to do. This one is not that, because it's short, so simply it is like shorter or smaller in every design. So that, let's say, in the kitchen, probably that folder version will be better than this one. But I mean, for EDC, of course, this is fixed blade, so it's tougher than like that. And that original Momo in this version is about 100. Yeah, this one is, I say, 140, and the original is about 100, maybe $95, something like that. So Nitro V steel on that. So anyway, weight of that is 140, 135 grams on that original, and this is 140 grams. That one is 135. So the original Momo weighs about, as a folder, like this one. Of course, it is probably better slicer, because it has a longer swedge and everything like this one, but this is tougher. It is simply fixed blade. So as an EDC knife, it could be nice. Somehow, if you like Bradford Guardian 3, which I don't have yet, there is the two choice, or actually one choice. So you keep it here, but you got some like sub-hilt, something like this one. So you got separated to these fingers, let's say. That could be similar feeling. That one is probably better for tactical use or EDC, but this one goes to that way, and especially with the price for the steel, that's important. This could be a nice option. So that's why I buy it, because that's why I bought it, because I saw what the Kizer does. What Kizer does actually, and did depend, because it does it always. So there's more these sub 4, not only sub 4 inches blade, but sub 9 centimeters, which is 3.5 of an inch, somewhere there. And there's plenty of them, and of course some Chinese companies do it. But by the design, I do not like them too much. Sometimes I said, yeah, this is nice, but it's too short. 3 inches on blade, even shorter, 6.35 centimeters. That's too short. Any folders, any folders, 90, okay, maybe 80% of folders are on the same blade length or longer. So why to pay lots of money for something I can have? And if the blade is really short, then the folder goes really into the discussion, because you probably won't do something really hard with this double-bladed folder. For what? It's just I don't know. That's my philosophy. Okay, sorry guys. So definitely I will do tests of this one, probably maybe one or two, depend. Definitely one longer or two shorter, one like I normally do, that kind of outdoor test. And this one I will try like my EDC test, so I will do normally. And of course, don't worry, there will be another promised test about the buoy and Recon Scout, of course, because I didn't have time. I don't want to do it at home. I want to go to at least my cabin, and I wasn't there for quite a while now because of lots of things. I've been busy, so I will do the tests there. So outdoor. Thank you very much. Have a great time. Bye.